Okay, everyone, let's do this for the 26th of July, 2023. The most boring potential FOMC day ever. Everything happened exactly as planned. Nothing really moved. I'm glad I spent the entire day doing other things. But as always, we're going to sit here, we're going to wrap up Bitcoin, FX, futures markets, into individual stocks. If you want access to my watch list completely for free, go to the website, sign up for the email list. You'll have this video emailed to you along with all the other screenshots I do, and then just a link that you can copy and paste into Trade Ideas in order to get access to my watch list. So without further ado, and we're starting with Bitcoin, a little bit of a bounce here after hours. Not really after hours for stocks. There is no after hours for Bitcoin, but really, again, not really doing much. I had this little breakdown. I wouldn't be shocked if we get back into this range. We see hard stuck at 30,000. Like, that is what the fundamentalists believe, I guess, Bitcoin's worth right now. We can't break down. We can't break out. We're just stuck at 20,000. So be interesting to see what happens there. But, you know, I have my little short. Not a huge position, but what do you do, right? It's a choppy instrument until it gets moving, and when it moves, it usually moves something like this, where it has a crazy 4 or 5 day run, and then a whole bunch of nothing, and then another crazy run here, and then a whole bunch of nothing, and a crazy run here, and a whole bunch of nothing. So this is just how Bitcoin moves: periods of insane, runaway freight train, and then periods of doing absolutely nothing. So I was hoping that after this breakdown, we would get a period of one of those runaway freight trains. Looks like we may be in this absolutely nothing. Again, I've taken the trade. I put out my stop. I accepted the risk. Euro USD, I talked about it the other day, pulling back to this area right here. And now we've tapped that and we're starting to push off it. If we go into pound, which I talked about bouncing off this area, I had a good trade off of pound from that area. So now I'm looking at the euro for the same thing, just looking to see if we get some continuation off of that zone. That's it for the FX markets. So let's go into trade ideas and let's go into the equity markets, starting with the S&P 500. And I'll show you why that is the only chart I am looking at here. I didn't pull out any other sectors just because we are still hard stuck in this range, right? So I figured FOMC would be the thing to kick us out. Looks like that's not occurring. We're just, again, still hard stuck in this range. So we just have to wait for whatever the next move is going to be, either up or down, just like I was talking about with Bitcoin. The thing for me that separates the experienced traders from the new traders is that ability to understand the market conditions, and that you're range bound, not time to be taking big bets one way or the other, because you're going to get chopped up, right? You're going to take a long, you're going to get stopped, you're going to take a short, you're going to get stopped. So that's why you'll see I only took a couple trades today, and all really, really relatively strong kind of names. So CAD Goose, took this one here as we started to push up over this high right here. So over this kind of 17 or so, 1750-ish. Pretty slow mover. I'm not expecting a crap ton on this, but it has a 26% short float. So if we get going over 18, we get some volume behind it, this thing could get going. DraftKings is another one that I took today. A nice breakout finally and close above this range. For this one, I waited for the close because of all this choppiness. So I'm here kind of right at the closing print. Did this yesterday and then sold back off again. This is why I look for, later in the day. I definitely, when I say the close, basically anything after lunch is what I look for. For me, I usually only do stuff in the last little bit. DBI, this one was kind of a nice runner all day. So I got in this one a little under 10. So I'm looking to see if we can get some continuation out of this range. This was another anchored VWAP from before the gap play. And you can see in this list, I have all of these denoted, right? I missed some, but I'm getting better at it to talk about what play these come from. So as you go, you can just take the link at the bottom of the email. You can sign up for that at StatsEdgeTrading. You can pop that into Trade Ideas and you'll have these exact links right here. So let's go through some of the new ones. One of them is CBay. We actually bought CBay before on this day at 11. Shot up through 12 and then sold back off. So as it came back through 12, I got stopped out of most of the position. Still holding some, But basically just looking at this now as a kind of a triangle play, right? We have a clear resistance at 12. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row that it couldn't close through 12. So if this can get up over and kind of have a closing print above 12, that'll be interesting. Also, right, the anchored VWAP from this gap acted as support right here, kind of shy of that now, but it's still underneath that one. What other new ones from today? Again, I have a screenshot for all of them. And if you have the trade ideas, if not, use StatsEdge 15 or StatsEdge for 15% off at checkout. Basically, you paste it and you have all the links there. But so every day in the newsletter, I share all of them. But for the sake of the video, I only go over anything that is new. So I think it's just these 4 new ones. So Bwxt, earnings in 6 days. So we have to be careful because of this one. But we have if we anchor our view up from this candle right here before the gap, you can see we had a nice little push off that. I actually got this trade earlier. I think I got out somewhere around here, and now it's setting up. So if I can get back to that zone, that will pick it up. Speaking about going back to the well, this is why I always keep this stuff on watch, because sometimes you can get additional trades out of it. So we bought Mara right here on a breakout, big volume or big short float on this one, had a nice run up, actually got stopped out right here on this pullback. And ever since then, it's been putting in this nice orderly pullback on the daily chart. Just a very clean kind of bull flag look. So if this can kind of break back above 17, that's where I'm watching this one. SWHC, on SWHC, we have a nice range here after earnings. So I already own a whole bunch of KWeb, and I have it from a great price, and I'm going to try to hold on that one forever. But this is just going to be kind of an individual trade. You can see yesterday it traded under the anchored VWAP from before the gap here, and then rallied up today. So if we can get going tomorrow, I'm interested in this one, right? I know right where I'm wrong. Great risk rewards, which is all I care about. Last but not least here, we have Wolf, this WULF. Simple bull flag play, right? We had a massive push up from $2 to $4, so we had this double, and then it's just been chilling out for the last few weeks. So if we can get a continuation from here, maybe we can get a nice push from 4 to 5 or 450 or something like that. So that's it for today. One kind of note that I have, and I say this every time with FOMC, the big guys don't make the bet on FOMC day. They're just not going to. They're going to, they go line by line and they read everything that Jerome says, and they have to put that through an investment committee and blah, 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 yada, yada. It takes them some time. So tomorrow to me is very interesting. Today I didn't do very much, didn't even watch the market very much, plugged in those couple of trades that I talked about, but really kind of avoided most things when it came to FOMC. Now tomorrow, whatever we get on the close, for me, that's going to be more of an indication of how those big guys with their boring economist people actually reacted to the news. So I'll be more interested then than I am today, and I will talk to you tomorrow about all of that.